Lords, I thank the Noble Earl of Leicester for securing this debate, and I join the torrent of tribute to the Noble Lady Baroness Cumberledge for her many decades of service. The Noble Lady Baroness Cumberledge taught me a great deal about working in your Lordship's house when we were on the Medicines and Medical Devices Bill, now Act. And I often use the Noble Lady as an example of one of my favourite hashtags, campaigning works. And I'll note that the existence of a patient safety commissioner today is just one one of the contributions to which we should pay tribute to the Noble Lady. Now, moving on to the topic of today's debate, I think I'm rising to demonstrate the breadth of opposition to the government's current plans for inheritance tax on farms right across the political spectrum. And I think some noble lords have already noted this, but I think we do particularly have to note the huge toll that the announcement and the subsequent concerns have had on the mental health of many farmers. Now, as the Green Party, we very strongly support the idea of cracking down on tax dodging, where the purchase of land is being used by individuals or companies to dodge tax, and very often to take it out of farming production. But it should not be beyond the wit of the government to make a distinction between that use of land and genuine farming businesses. Now, I note that my honourable friend Adrian Ramsey, the MP for Waveney Valley, just taking his constituency as an example, the typical farm there is about 320 acres, and these holdings may be valued at between £3 and £5 million. That's the paper value, but of course very often the income may be very low. Now, in the Green Party, we very much believe we need more farmers. We need to particularly create opportunities for the entries of new people into farming, smaller farms, a bigger range of businesses, not even more consolidation, which this tax change could well produce. And we need a great deal of support for diversification of crops and cropping systems, agroecology, the growing of vegetables and fruit. And I think, given many issues have been heavily canvassed in this debate, I want to take this opportunity to look forward to the spending review. And I think that we have to look at the history of what's been done to DEFRA over the past 15 years or so. From 2009 to 2019, the funding for DEFRA declined 35% in monetary terms and 45% in real terms. That compared to a cut across the whole of government of 20% on average. Now, there was then an injection of funding as an enormous range of new roles came in with Brexit, but we're now hearing talk again, and talk that the Secretary of State is volunteering for this, of at least a 20% cut in DEFRA. And that means big cuts in spending on nature and spending on flood prevention, which has huge potential impacts on farmers, as well as, of course, of rural communities and broader communities in general. Now, I've got limited time, but I do just want to throw into this debate, we need to really rethink how we can ensure that farmers who are growing the food we need, and we cannot keep relying on other people's soil, water and labour to feed ourselves, as we so much do now, how do they have a secure life, a secure business? And we're seeing a very fast-growing campaign of a universal basic income for farmers, and that's an area that we should be looking at. But what we need, of course, is a DEFRA department that's able to shape the right policies, a government that acknowledges the importance of food to all of us and food security. We need an approach that acknowledges those, which is, I'm afraid, not what we're currently getting.